Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. In today's lecture, we're going to be creating a put request method, which is going to allow us to update a book. We're going to be doing this by creating a new function called updateBook, passing in a UUID as a path parameter, and then as the request body, we're going to be passing in a book, which is going to enhance the book at the specific path parameter UUID location. So let's dive in. The first thing I'm going to do is under the app.post, I'm going to create a new API request called put, so @app.put. And as the URL path, I'm going to say book ID wrapped in brackets. And now under app.put, I'm going to create our function. So here I'm going to say async def update book. I'm going to pass in a book ID as the first parameter and then book as the second parameter. And now under update book, I'm going to create a new variable called counter, which is equal to 0. And now under counter, I'm going to have to loop through all the books and find the specific location where x.id is equal to the book ID. And then I need to find out exactly the location, which is going to be counter. So counter is going to keep track of each time we loop through books. And then I'm going to find the location of the books, update that book, and then return the book that we just updated. I'm going to be able to do this by typing in 4x in books, counter plus equal 1, if x.id is equal to book ID, then books at the location of counter minus 1 equals book, and then return books counter minus 1. Let's save the file, and I'm going to turn my server back on by saying unicorn books2:app-reload. And I'm going to open up my browser, refresh the screen. And here I'm going to start by saying read all books. And I'm going to do this just so we can execute the books to add and append 4 of the books. And here I'm going to update the first book with a rating of 60. So I'm going to grab the UUID located at 60. And now if we scroll all the way down to our put, which is /bookid, we have a book ID which is required at the UUID, and we also have an entire book as the request body. I'm going to say try it out, and at the location or the book ID path parameter, I'm going to pass in the UUID I just copied. I'm also going to copy the UUID and paste it into the request body. And here, I'm just going to change the description from a very nice description of a book to a great description of a book. And I'm going to keep the rating at 60. I'm now going to click execute. And we can see that we get a 200 status code with a new description of a very great book. If I scroll back up and I say execute the read all books again, we can see that the first book with a rating of 60, the description has changed to a very great description of a book. And nothing else has happened to our other books in the list. This is how we create a put request method using a request body of a book and being able to find the specific book by passing in the UUID as a path parameter. This wraps up this lecture, and I will see you in the next video.